Okay. Sorry, I joined, I didn't see anybody, and then I went off for a little bit. My apologies. Okay, so Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. الصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما تعلمنا وزدنا بفضلك علما وتعليما إنك على كل شيء قدير. Um, we did this. I think we're on 114, is that correct? No. We are on بديع السماوات قال الذين لا يعلمون لا يكلم. I think we are here on the last ayah, on 19. Let's just do 18 actually, 118 إن شاء الله. So أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقال الذين لا يعلمون أي المشركين لولا يكلمنا الله أو تأتينا آية كذلك قال الذين من قبلهم مثل قولهم. Full stop. تشابهت قلوبهم قد بينا الآيات لقوم يوقنون. Okay. Go ahead, Yusuf, if you read 118.
You're gonna have to skip me this first time. I'm about
Okay.
to, yeah, I'm going somewhere.
No worries.
Okay.
Yeah. شيخ عمر قال مشرك العربي
Um, that's the previous ayah, right?
That is correct. Yeah, so 118.
Oh, we're doing 118. Okay.
Yeah.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال المصنف رحمه الله تعالى ونفعنا الله بعلمه وعلمكم آمين.
آمين.
قال مشرك العرب للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم هلا يك هلا
هلا
يكلم
هلا why not؟
هلا يكلمنا الله كما كلم ملائكته ورسله فيخبرنا بأنك رسول.
يخبرنا فاء سببية. هلا زرتني هلا زرتني فأكرمك. Why don't you visit me such that I might be able to honor you? فيخبرنا such that he might tell us بأنك رسوله. أو تأتينا أو أو تأتينا هلا تأتينا معجزة. Right. أو علامة مادية مما اقترحوه في الآيات whatever وما بعد من سورة الإسراء تدل على
تدل على صدق نبوتك.
مهم.
قال مثل ذلك كفار الأمم السابقة اتفقت قلوب وأقوال المشركين.
Right, as we mentioned last week,
Yeah.
قلوب وأقوال, it's not really Arabic, but go ahead, fine.
قلوب وأقوال المشركين مع من سبقهم على الكفر والتمرد والتكذيب.
مهم.
قد بين الله الدلالات على
مهم.
نبوة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم
سلام.
لقوم. نعم.
لقوم يعترفون.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said something. لقوم يعترفون بالحق. قال ابن عباس.
وأنتم لا تعترفون بالحق. So the problem is not the sign, the problem is you. Right, and as we mentioned last week, this is the same thing. The problem is, oh, but have I had a different situation, I would behave differently. Habib Omar is because he's from Tarim, so that's why he's like, whereas I'm in New York, it's different. Sheikh so-and-so did this. Abu Madian, he did this. Like, no, it was all the same. No difference. Life is the same everywhere you go. And you want a different ayah, you want a different test, this is the test you're in. Right? This is the grade you have. So that you don't give you a different ayah. The issue is not the test. The issue is not this. The message. The issue is the person who's receiving the message, i.e., me and you. قال ابن عباس.
Sorry. سبحان الله. قال ابن عباس فيما أخرج الطبري. قال رافع قال رافع بن خزيمة لرسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إن كنت رسولا من الله كما تقول فقل لله فليكلمنا
Mhm.
فقل لله
فليكلمنا.
آه، فليكلمنا حتى نسمع كلامه، فنزلت الآية.
Mhm. So the hatta actually is a fat sababiyya, right? So in that hatta is fat sababiyya. So in in pre-classical Arabic, you would say فليكلمنا فنسمع كلامه. In classical Arabic, we don't use fa sababiyya, we use hatta. So this hadith or phrase has been rephrased in classical Arabic, not pre-classical Arabic. In hadith in general, we see fa sababiyya. لا تتخذوا الضيعة فترغبوا في الدنيا. Right? لا تظهر الشماتة لأخيك فيرحمه الله ويبتليك. Don't don't be happy at the misfortune of others, lest, so translates as lest or such that. Okay? So this is فنسمع كلامه, such that we might do that. لا تنازعوا فتفشلوا. Right? Um, so no, so this has been rephrased. And then notice also, where is the source? Is it in Sahih Bukhari Muslim?
No.
The source, Sheikh Ahmad.
طبري.
Tabari. So Tabari is huge, right? It's very big and very important, but it's just in terms of hadith, right? It's like, oh, it's only in Tabari. It's interesting, you know?
Mhm.
Why is it only in Tabari? Why is it only in Tafsir ibn Abi Hatim? You know, you have a lot of these things like that, right? Whereas it's not particularly sahih, you know. Even Sheikh Ali Hani, he asked Sheikh Shuaib Arnaut. Sheikh Shuaib Arnaut, he lived down the road from me, right? He asked him, he said, some of these riwayat in Tabari, are they sahih? What's the deal with them? He says, honestly, some of these things we don't even know the rijal sometimes. We don't even know the rijal. So like in relation to us, they're majhulin, you know? So we're not really going to say the hadith is da'if, but it's like in relation to us, he's majhul, you know? So there's a lot of like infiradat, it's only found here, it's only found there, okay? That doesn't make it not useful, just, you know. So if somebody comes along and says, well, I read it in Tafsir Tabari, therefore it's true, that's wrong. Right? That's a wrong way of thinking. I saw it in the Tarikh of Tabari, therefore it's true. That's not true either. Right? Tabari is just gathering information for you, putting it in one place. He's not telling you what's right and what's wrong necessarily. Okay, Bismillah. Right, so the verse says what? So the non-Muslims who haven't received any relation, they say, well, why doesn't Allah just talk to us? Or why doesn't Allah show us something clear? He said, that's what everybody says. Everybody, same thing. They're all the same. Anybody for whom clarity, who are qawmin yuqinun, people of yaqeen will accept things. People who want to argue, they'll always argue, right? You see somebody, right? You say, for example, Ammar has issues with Farid. Okay. Who else does Farid have issues with? Good point. Who else does Ammar have issues with? Oh, his brother, his sister, his aunt, his mum, his dad. Aha. So Ammar's complaining about me. It's like, true, I might have a problem. The issue is, like, the consistent problem is Ammar, right? Like, look, I have all these problems. So it's not unique to this person, right? So it's not about the sign that's coming to them. It is about the people themselves. إِنَّا أَرْسَلْنَاكِ بِالْحَقِّ بَشِيرًا وَنَذِيرًا وَلَا تُسْأَلُوا عَنْ أَصْحَابِ الْجَحِيمِ. Despite your love for them, and despite your keenness, you will not be asked on Judgment Day, why did they go to hell? You're not responsible for people who choose to go to hell. Okay, go ahead. Who's next? Hamza.
يؤكد الله أنه أرسل نبيه بالدين الحق مبشرا للمؤمنين بالجنة ومنذرا الكافرين بالنار ولست ولست مسؤولا يا محمد عمن مات كافرا ولم يؤمن برسالتك. قال الإمام قال الإمام السيوطي والذي يقطع به أن الآية في كفار أهل الكتاب كالآيات السابقة عليها والتالية لها لا في أبويه.
Mhm. So this is his probably and his Suyuti has about I think 3 essays on the fact that the Prophet ﷺ's parents are going to paradise. So he says this tells us that we're not talking about people of Mecca. So some people say wala tus'alu an ashab jahim, meaning the Prophet ﷺ's parents, right? Whereas he's saying this has nothing to do with what we're talking about whatsoever, right? So again, on the issue of the Prophet ﷺ's parents, is it a point of aqidah? No, it is not. It's not a point of aqidah. Should we talk about it on the minbar? No. It's an academic point. You shouldn't talk about it on minbar. It's not nice, right? Imagine, for example, you have a discussion about my grandma, you know, both of my grandmas actually, on both sides. Like, do you really need to talk about it? I don't know, right? But you can just talk about it in an abstract way. You can talk about it as an idea, but like talking about someone's parents specific is not very nice, is it? Right? The issue is it's being kind of made an Aqidah point. Okay? So you will find certain people, I don't know if the Brahvis, they'll do that. They're making a big issue about it, I'm not sure. But basically, you have to get like hardcore Sufi Asharis making it suddenly an Aqidah point when it's not an Aqidah point. So you have to be very careful, right? That every science has cancers. Things science will get derailed. And the science works on a certain system, and you have to keep working in that system, right? So Imam Nawawi corrected certain cancers in the Shafi school, right? And that's important. So there are these things. So one of my teachers, Dr. Ali Zino, he says like, look at Jalaluddin Suyuti in what is it called? In forget the book now. He has various books on hadith. I can't remember one of the books on hadith. Mustalah hadith. I can't remember what it's called. Tadrib Rawi. Tadrib Rawi, look at Suyuti. He says, this is Suyuti that we know. And then there's Suyuti in these essays. It's like the two different people. It's like there's an agenda, basically. There's an agenda to show that the Protestants' parents are saved. Why do you have an agenda? You know what I'm saying? Why can't we just be academic? So it becomes like an issue, becomes like a thing, like it's like because it would hurt the Prophet and therefore it has to be true. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not really, it's like that's not the position of Imam Nawawi, it's not the position of many people. And it's not a mas'ala aqadiyya. This is an issue, blowing something out of context, making a mas'ala aqadiyya, like this is to do with Iman and Kufr. It's like, there's a big problem there. Does that make sense? Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولن ترضى عنك اليهود ولا النصارى حتى تتبع ملتهم قل إن هدى الله هو الهدى ولئن اتبعت أهواءهم بعد الذي جاءك من العلم ما لك من الله من ولي ولا نصير. Notice we have the ilm versus millah. Millah from the word imlal, to dictate, to inherit. Millat Ibrahim, the tradition of Abraham, the traditional religion. So they will not accept you until you follow their traditions. Whereas what has come to you is knowledge, right? وَلَئِنِ اتَّبَعْتَ أَهْوَاءَهُم, their caprices, their caprice. بَعْدَ الَّذِي جَاءَكَ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ, knowledge has come to you, not just traditions, but knowledge. مَا لَكَ مِنَ اللَّهِ مِن وَلِيٍّ, you have not a single مَا مِن إِسْتِغْرَاقِيَّة, you don't have a single wali, and you don't have a single helper. Okay, go ahead. Muhammad Hashir.
ولن ترضى عنك أيها النبي اليهود والنصارى حتى تتبع عقيدتهم وتنصرف عن دينك إلى دينهم وتتبع أهواءهم. قل أيها الرسول إن الهدى القرآني هو 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 الدين الحق والهدى الحقيقي.
Mm-hmm.
لا ما هم عليه من الشريعة المنسوخة
Mm-hmm.
ولئن اتبعت أيها الرسول أهواء اليهود والنصارى والموجودة في كتبهم المحرفة بعدما جاءك من وحي القرآن ما لك ولي غير الله يتولى أمرك ويحفظك
ويحفظك.
ويحفظك
Mm-hmm.
ولا ناصر ينصرك ويمنعك من
ويمنعك من عقابه. Yeah.
من
So
عقاب.
يمنع means two things. يمنع منعا means to restrict, withhold. Something's ممنوع is forbidden. And يمنع منع, which means protect. يمنعك من عقابه, that who will protect you from his punishment. وسبب النزول, go ahead.
وسبب النزول أن اليهود كانوا يسألون النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الهدنة ويطمعونه أنهم إذا هادنهم وأمهلهم اتبعوه ووافقوه فنزلت هذه الآية.
Mhm. So this is what? So this is related in general, right? So when you say sabab nuzul, it's related, not it is. So is it talking? So here it's saying, if with al-hudna, if we come to a truce, right? We don't need to be under you right now. We just come to a truce, right, between us and you. وَيُطْمِعُونَهُ, and he would make him believe, or make him be interested in the fact that they would إِذَا هَادَنَهُمْ, if he came to a truce with them, وَأَمَالَهُمْ, and did not rule them, they would eventually follow him and agree with him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says no. So is this related? Yes. Is there a sabab? Is there a connection? Yes. Is it what the ayah is talking about? No. Right? Okay, mashallah. But you just came back in time. Okay. الذين آتيناهم الكتاب يتلونه حق تلاوته أولئك يؤمنون به ومن يكفر به فأولئك هم الخاسرون. Go ahead. بسم الله.
Okay.
120. Where is it? Not 120.
120.
121. Sorry. 21 here.
121. Okay. بسم الله. الذين أنزلنا عليهم القرآن يتبعونه يتبعونه حق
حق الاتباع.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. حق الاتباع.
I was wondering if it was حق or حقه. حق.
No,
Okay.
حق is so in general, okay, it's a maf'ul mutlaq, but let's call it adverb, right? So, when you say adverb, is it an object or an adverb? It's one of the two, right? But it is not. So is it? So with the mansub, there's like 15 reasons why a word would be mansub, okay? But if you just cut out the reasons why it's marfu' or manjurur, it's easier. So you say, is it mudaf ilayh? No. Is a harf jar before it? No. Okay, khalas, forget jar then. Okay, is it a mubtada or something? Like, am I saying al-haqqu mawjudun? No. Okay, is a khabar of something? Huwa haqqun? No. Okay, is it the fa'il of a verb? No. Okay, then khalas. Must be mansub for some random reason. And then in general, again, making just the nasb, like making Arabic grammar easier. Is it an object? Yeah. Or is it, or it was an adverb? So yeah, one of those two. So adverbs are super loose, right? In Arabic, there's like gazillion types, but you don't need to know them all. You just say adverb, khalas. Something to do with that. So elimination. Is it majrur? Is it harf jar before? Is it mudaf ilayh? No. Okay, khalas. Okay, it's not majrur. Okay, now is it mansub? Is it marfu'? Sorry, is it the mubtada? Al-haqqu jamil? No. Al-haqqu jamilun. Is it the khabar? No. Is it the fa'il? No. Okay, khalas. That's basically it. So just cut out everything else and then it's going to be mansub.
Okay.
All right. And so here it's actually what we call maf'ul mutlaq. يتبعونهم الاتباع الحق. الاتباع الحق. That's what's happening. They follow him, the true following. That's called maf'ul mutlaq, right? But again, you don't need to know all the terms. I did a lot of grammar. I'm a kind of grammarian by nature, but I think it's a waste of time for most people. It's like I can't, it's like you know a lot about software, Yusuf?
No, I don't need to know the deep details.
Do you personally know about it? About software?
Yeah.
Do you know about but do I need to know about it?
No.
No. Like, what are you trying to do, Fred? Like, you tell me about a website or you tell me about like an app. It's like, what do I need to do? I don't care. You say, well, there's this thing between how your Android talks to the application. I don't care. You don't need to tell
Yeah,
me. I just need to know, will it take 1 minute or 10 minutes to download? That's all. And just
exactly.
say or
Yeah.
no. That's all, right? So there's a lot of things, subhanAllah, in Nahu, like back in the day, like 20 years ago, we were like hardcore. Okay, the whole Muslim world needs to return to Allah through ilm, which is true. But there's different types of ilm. There's the ilm for the ammi and there's the ilm for the alim. It's not the same. So when you teach traditional ulum to the average Joe, right? Well, you average Joe, right, Joseph, right? Average Joe, then it's like it's kind of a waste of time for some people. You know what I'm saying? You're not the same kind of person.
Mm.
So what do I need to know? Like a lot of people, I tell people don't come to my classes. Like you shouldn't be in this class. Like this class is general, right? Whereas general but Arabic, so somewhat advanced, but it's not really advanced. Whereas, for example, I was doing tafsir at Saud, like we spent 10 weeks on the Fatiha,
It's not for
It's
everyone.
like it's a different kind of thing, right? People who are, for example, my Shafiq group, WhatsApp group, the Q&A, most of them I tried to kick them out ages ago because they shouldn't be there. Because I'm answering a particular question in a particular way, whereas in the Islam QA it's totally different. So anyway, when you come to Nahu, does everybody need to study Nahu? Muhammad Hashir has to study Nahu, right? He's a Talib Ilm proper. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Whereas Yusuf, khalas, I'm a religious Muslim. I want to know my Fard Ain. I want to know things. If I choose to at some point to go hardcore, you're going to go into the matahat, right? The mazes of these ulum, like okay, the 15 different types of mansubat,
Mm.
different types of isti'arat, different types of this, different, and there's all these things. But otherwise, you don't need it, you know. And this is just a side point. This is a key kind of general approach of the Hadarima. The Hadarima were kings of da'wah and kings of amal, right?
Yeah.
Right? That cut out pointless things that people don't need to know, that the ulama talk about all the time, right? Ad nauseum, right? So the mansubat, 15 different types of mansubat, and what about this, what about that? It actually doesn't matter for most people. It actually doesn't matter for most people. So on this level, it's like, okay, is it mudaf ilayh? Is it harf jar? No. Is it mubtada? Am I talking about it? Or am I using it to talk about something? No. It's not a mubtada, it's not a khabar, it's not a fa'il. Okay, khalas, it's mansoob. Why is it mansoob? Some kind of description of what's happening, right? Adverb, something you're adding to the verb, right? You give me qualifications and you'll be fine and you'll understand things, just fine and dandy, right?
So, yeah,
Okay,
just fair enough. I'll just know it by ear and I won't understand.
there we go, right?
That's enough.
ويعملون بما فيه. Yeah, go ahead.
ويعملون بما فيه فيحلون حلاله ويحرمون حرامه
Hmm.
أولئك أولئك يصدقون تصديقا تاما بالكتاب المنزل ومن يكفر بالقرآن فهم الخاسرون
استبدالهم.
لاستبدالهم الكفر
Mhm.
بالإيمان.
Mhm.
مم.
Great. 1, 2, 2. We're back to the top, Ammar. واتقوا يوما لا تجزي نفس عن نفس شيئا ولا يقبل منها عدل. No replacement. Right? عدله means change it. Right? Change something. Uh, so صرف, عدل. What is another word? Right. لا يقبل منه صرف ولا عدل. Can I do it? Can I ransom? Okay, so like, okay, I want to pay somebody else $1 trillion to go to hell for me. It won't be accepted. Okay, I want to do this instead. It won't be accepted. Something else. لا يقبل منه عدل ولا تنفعها شفاعة ولا هم ينصرون. Okay, go ahead, Ammar.
Sheikh, did you skip one?
Did I skip one? Yes, I did. My apologies. Yeah, Bani Israel. So what's the rhetoric? Right? You're speaking to my kids, right? May Allah give me a long life. I die. May Allah protect me. Muhammad Hashir bumps into Mikhail Dingle in 20 years. He's 31, and he's living in Chicago. and Muhammad Hashir is lecturing in Chicago, and Mikhail is not doing what he should be doing. May Allah guide him and help him. He's like, Mikhail, can I talk to you for a second? He's like, no, my name's Michael, actually. He's like, okay, Michael, whatever. Remember your dad? Like, yeah. He used to teach us deen, you know? He used to do this, he used to do that. We could see him, right? Come on, bro. You know? You meet somebody from Ahl Bayt, like, bro, you're from Ahl Bayt, you know? The daughter, the granddaughter of the Prophet ﷺ dressed like that, sister, right? Think about it. That's all. Just think about it. So that's the rhetoric. Okay? The rhetoric. Ya Bani Israel. Come on, guys. Work with me. You are the progeny of the slave of Allah, Sayyidina Yaqub. اذكروا نعمتي التي أنعمت عليكم وأني فضلتكم على العالمين. Okay, so it's a rhetorical device. It's not just a name, right? Go ahead, Bismillah. Ammar.
آه، يا معشر بني إسرائيل تذكروا النعم التي أنعمت بها عليكم وعلى أسلافكم بالشكر وطاعتي وأني فضلت أصولكم وأني فضلت أصولكم على عالمي زمانهم.
Yeah, I'm not sure what alim. Okay, alam. Yeah, alami, the alamina of your time. I don't know why he used the word alimi. Just say nas zamanikum. Why not? Like he's trying to paraphrase it into normal Arabic, so I'm not sure why. So ala nasi zamanikum, right? Ala bashari zamanikum. أعاد هذا التذكير.
أعاد هذا التذكير بالنعم والتحذير من النقم لبيان الهدف الحقيقي
والتحذير من النقم.
من النقم لبيان الهدف الحقيقي من القصة.
Yeah. So it's funny here in Malay, they write in English letters, right? So here in Malaysia, you see everything written in English letters. So they have the word ni'mah, right? How do you write ni'mah in Malay? N-E or N, so N-E-K-M-A, right? Or with a T sometimes. So it could be, so so that basically the way they write a Hamza or an Ain is with a K or a T, right? So it looks like nikmat, like wow, nikma, like some kind of horrible punishment. It's not nikma, it's ni'mah. So like a bank that's called Niqma, it's like, wow, I'm gonna put my bank account, open a bank account called Niqma. It's ni'mah, blessing, right? But Niqma and ni'mah. There's a totally awesome book that deserves to be translated and adapted into English, which is called uh, Mubid and Niqam wa Mu'id and Ni'am by As-Suyuti, As-Subki. I believe the son. I believe Tajuddin As-Subki. So he goes through every single Shariha, every single category of society and says, what's wrong with butchers? What's wrong with governors? What's wrong with parents? What's wrong with kids? What's wrong? How can we avoid the niqam that are coming on these people? And how can we return the ni'am? Right? How can we return these things? Right? Should we make a class out of that? I think it's a good idea, right? Quite good. Anyway, it's a scary book. Okay, so then it says, واتقوا يوما لا تجزي نفس. Okay, we mentioned that. Okay, go ahead. Who's Hamza, right?
وخافوا عذاب يوم لا تنوب فيه نفس عن نفس أخرى في المسؤولية ولا يقبل منها فدية تنجو بها من النار ولا تفيدها شفاعة
ولا تفيد
ولا تفيدها شفاعة شافع ولا نصرة ناصر يمنع
Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Right. And so now here's the issue is How is paraphrasing ittaqu with the word khafu? If I say ittaqillah and khafillah, what's the difference?
Forgot the masdar of taqwa.
Like,
Not,
go ahead, Yusuf.
I forgot the masdar of taqwa. You explained it one time.
Okay, but like if I say, so khafillah, that means fear Allah, right? Ana khayif.
Hmm.
So ana khayif. So here's, for example, you go to this bar and this guy's drinking. And he's like, oh, what's your name? It's like, Mo. Oh, you mean Muhammad? He's like, yeah. Oh, you Muslim, bro? I'm Muslim too. And the guy feels embarrassed, right?
Mhm.
Right? And he says, just between me and you, like, do you believe in all this stuff? And like, yeah, I do actually. So we're not in a good situation, right? He's like, yeah. So this person is khayif. This person is scared of Judgment Day. But is he muttaqi? No. So taqwa is that you parry a blow. I'm about to punch you in the face. So you're scared of the pain, or you don't want the pain of being punched in the face. So you block it or you move. That's called ittaqa. Okay? You fear something and you take the active means to avoid it. That's called ittaqa.
Hmm.
فكان بجني دون من كنت أتقي ثلاث شخوص كاعبان ومعسر. Right? This is a really important line of poetry that Sibawayh uses in his Kitab Sibawayh to prove one thing, but it tells us about the word taqwa. So this guy, he spends the night with his girlfriend in the village dar of the house. So obviously he's a David's dangerous situation. So he sneaks in at night, spends the night with her, and then in the morning, like, how on earth am I supposed to get out alive? Right? Everybody is going to kill me. So what he does is, mashallah, because he has shahama and rujula, he dresses up as a woman. And he dresses up with his girlfriend, dresses up as a woman, and he and his girlfriend and her two little sisters basically walk out as women leaving they go to the bathroom or something like that, whatever it is, right? So he walks out. So he says, "Fakana mi jenni, my shield, duna man kuntu attaqi," right? Between me and the person whose evil I was warding off. ثلاث شخوص, these three people, كاعبان ومعصر, two teenage girls whose breasts had grown, ومعصر, and a girl who was about to reach puberty, right? كاعبان ومعصر. So anyway, Sibo is quoting it because it says ثلاث شخوص, which should be ثلاثة شخوص. But it looks at the meaning, which is girls, as opposed to shakhs, which is the lafz, which is masculine. That's why Sibawayh quotes it. But the point is taqwa, to hold something back. What's his name? In the Mu'allaqa of Zuhair ibn Abi Sulma, same thing. Somebody says he's going to start a war again. And then he says he's gonna attaqihim. I'm gonna do taqwa of them with 100 reined animals, i.e., or 1,000. I can't remember what it was now. I'm going to use basically horsemen to do taqwa. So it's not that I'm scared of them, is I'm actually protecting myself, right? So I'm scared of Judgment Day, but you're not doing anything about it. That's not called taqwa. Taqwa is I'm scared of Judgment Day and I'm actually doing something about it, right? So khafu yawma adabi, I'm ana khayif, right? Are you scared? Yes. Are you doing anything about it? Absolutely not, right? But taqwa is active. What do you do? As the Prophet said, man khafa adlaj, those who are scared of something. If you're scared of being attacked, you've been told this tribe will raid you at dawn. Okay, they're going to attack you at dawn. Then what do? Adlaj, you leave at night. You're going to disappear in the middle of the night, right? The mafia are after you and they're in cahoots with the local police. What are you going to do? You're going to leave ASAP. You're going to get out. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. You're going to have Yusuf call his people who will call their people, right? That's what's going to happen, right? You're going to do something clever as opposed to doing nothing, right? We all know people who know people, right, Yusuf, right? Alhamdulillah. Um, so anyway, right? It's actually doing something as opposed to not doing anything. So khafu, ikhshaw, That's all fine, but ittaqa, parry, ward off, right? Ward off something, right? Okay. So very important. A lot of people have emotions, but they don't have actions, right? I feel really guilty for what I did. Go and do something then. I lived a really bad life. Go and do something then, right? Go and do something. Imam Nawawi says, if somebody, for example, you held the mushaf without wudu, what should you do? You should write out the mushaf, right? Imagine the different judgment day. You are now the king of kings of respect for the Quran. You showed disrespect to the Quran, then you became the king of kings. You benefited from your sin. A woman, for example, she used to live a dishonorable life, and she became the best of wives and the best of mothers. Every single time she's thinking about something like, no, I'm making up for my past, right? So be practice as opposed to how could I ever repent? Stuck in my sins or stuck in this. Rather, taqwa is proactive and proactive, right? As Sheikh Nuh Keller said this once. He said, "Don't get sad and don't get depressed and don't get comatose. Get going." Right? You're sitting there like, oh, just do something. And actually doing things will actually help you with the depression. Not 100%. Some people clinically depressed, other issues, but I like go and do something. I feel overwhelmed. Go and start working on the task. Don't just sit there. Right? This is what gets people. They just sit there stagnant, not doing anything. Do something. Okay. So khafu adhab yawmin. Great. Okay. Bismillah. What's the next one? 1, 2, 4. Yeah. But here, just paraphrasing, how is he supposed to do it, right? You paraphrase. Now, one thing I totally object to, which is Sheikh Dr. Mustafa Khattab, right? The Clear Quran, he keeps translating taqwa as be mindful. It's not the same. Mindful of Allah, that's not the same, right? That's like dhikr. Dhikr is like being mindful of Allah, right? But warding off Allah's punishment, that's what it means. Like taking the active means to distance yourself from Allah's punishment. That's called taqwa. Are you going to say something, Yusuf?
No, you said it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know I said it, no joke. A'udhu billah. Where do we get to? So that was Yusuf right now, no? That was Hamza, right? So Hamza Muhammad Hashir. 1, 2, 4. وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ. So وَإِذ, and remember. وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ. So notice the immediate connection to Bani Israel. So you are a Jewish person hearing this. You are the bearer of the Abrahamic faith. You are the children of Israel. You're the grandchildren of Ibrahim. When Allah tested Ibrahim, فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ, then فَأَتِمَّهُنَّ, then complete them. قال إني جاعلك للناس إماما. Your grandfather was made an imam. قال ومن ذريتي. Okay, what about my children? Yes. قال لا ينال أحد الظالمين. You are not part of the chosen people if you are ظالمين, Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu. If you make Tawbah and if you change, you will be part of Bani Israel. Otherwise, the covenant of Abraham does not include ظالمين. Right? And this applies 100% to us. Oh, I'm Yemeni. I'm Pakistani. I'm Malay. I'm this, I'm that. Therefore, I'm a real Muslim. No, you're not. Not true. Because if you don't apply the deen, من أبطأ به عمله لم يسرع به نسبه. Right? Whoever's deeds slow him down, then his lineage does not speed him up. Right? So this is the mentality. Oh, I'm entitled. Mushrikeen, we are the true. My dad used to feed people who went on Hajj. How can you come and correct me? That doesn't mean anything. My dad used to be their mufti. My grandfather, he's the one who built this masjid. Therefore, I'm entitled to Jannah. There's no entitlement to anything, number one. You do not inherit taqwa or inherit righteousness. You have to work on righteousness. Right? You have to work on it. What is it? ليس الجمال بمئزر فاعلم وإن ورثت. What's it? وإن ليس الجمال بمئزر فاعلم وإن رديت بردا إن الجمال مناقب إن الجمال معادن ومناقب أورثنا مجدا. Right? One of the Jahili poets, he says this. He says, glory is not in clothes, even if you have the nicest clothes in the world. Glory is achievement, is our minds of qualities that you yourself have tapped into, and qualities that you yourself have realized. Right? These are these things that we're talking about. Manaqib and ma'adin, not nice clothes or nice names or fame. Right? And then subhanAllah, notice how many common theme that comes in a lot of TV is I just feel pressured because people expect things of me, right? Have you seen that before? Like I just feel pressured, you know? Like people say I'm the son of so and so, I'm the daughter of so and so. They expect things of me. That's so unfair, right? And so don't expect things of me. Let me be who I am, right? This is this kind of romance thing, and focus on the romanticism idea, focus on the individual. I'm not my father, I'm not my mother, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm me, let me be me, i.e. let me do haram. Right? Let me, don't, so basically social norms don't apply to me and I don't have to live up to them. It's all about the individual, right? So we see the opposite. يا بني إسرائيل يا أخت هارون ما كان أبو امرئك كما كان أبوك امرأ سوء وما كانت أمك بغية. She didn't say, that's not fair, don't compare me to my parents, right? She didn't say that, did she? You know what I'm saying? وإياكم. This mentality, like, you know, so there's so many things like, don't hold me to this, don't hold me to that. I have the right not to be held to any standards because I'm an independent, I'm an individual, right? I'm allowed to be rude and allowed to do whatever I want, right? This is a mentality we see in the West for a particular reason and a reaction to a particular problem, but it doesn't apply to us, right? It doesn't apply to us, you know? So it is true, like Allah has given us certain blessings and they apply to us, and Allah has given us certain precedent in our life. We've seen certain things. He gives us certain abilities, like, hey, bro, your dad is this, your mum's this, you speak Arabic, you know Deen, you know, it's different. We expect different things from you than somebody who's just totally clueless, right? Okay, subhanakallah. Just going to go another 4 minutes, inshallah. Okay, Bismillah. Who's doing 1, 2, 4? Wadhkur ma Muhammad.
Yeah. Bismillah. Yeah, that's me.
واذكر يا محمد واذكر يا محمد حين اختبر الله إبراهيم
Good. Just 1 second,
بأو...
Muhammad Hasha. So, Ya Muhammadu, he nakhtabara. He nakhtabara.
يا محمد حين اختبر الله إبراهيم بأوامر ونواه فقام
Bi'awami,
بحق
bi'awa,
ميري ونواه
bi'awamira. Okay, with certain commands, there's going to be masajid, غير منصرف. Okay, bi'awamira. Okay, wa nawahin. So they're both on the same pattern. Okay, awamir and nawahi, al-awamir, one nawahi, they're on the same pattern. Okay, they should both be غير منصرف. Okay, but awamira doesn't end in a ya. So if it ends in a ya, it'll actually have a tanween for a random reason. There's actually no logic to it. It should be awamira wa nawahiya. Wa nawahiya. Oh, and sorry, be awamira wa nawahiyi. So now the hiyi is like al-qadi, marartu bil-qadiyi. We drop it and becomes nawahi. In fact, it should be sorry, it should be nawahiya. Like that's what you'd imagine. So there shouldn't even be an issue of thiql because it should be غير منصرف. But the issue is a word on the pattern fawa'il or on the pattern fawa'il, if it ends in a ya, okay, then it actually has a tanween. So we say ghashiya, and the plural of ghashiya should be al-ghawashi. And so then you should say, it should make it indefinite. It will become هذه غواشي, then it should be هذه غواشي. And رأيت غواشية, and so you say, like with a fatha, but it doesn't work like that. What happens is, in the rafa' and the jar state, it's going to have a actually tanween. So this is called tanween al-iwad. And al-harf, like a tanween, that you've dropped the ya for a non-necessary reason, you put a tanween in its place. So you say bi awamira wa nawahin. Okay? And so if you put a little footnote there, Sheikh Muhammad Hashir, put like a ghawashin. So that's a mas'ala in nahu, a ghawashin. Like, how do we, what's the plural of ghashia, ghawashin? Jawariya, right? What is it? Was it? Uh, so it should be So you should say lahu jawariyu. He has ships or he has girls. Jawariyu. And it becomes jawari. But you actually say walahu jawarin. Yeah, walahu jawarin munsha'atun fil bahri kal a'lam, right? Walahu jawarin. But it shouldn't be jawarin because it's on the pattern fawa'il. So it should be like lahu awamiru, lahu jawariyu. But you don't say that, you say walahu jawarin munsha'at. Okay?
Yeah.
فقام بحق التكليف تماما. قال الله له
إني وقال الله له إني مسيرك إماما، أي قدوة في الدين وأعمال الخير. قال إبراهيم واجعل من ذريتي أيضا أئمة. فأعلمه الله أن أن أهد أن عهده بالإمامة والنبوة لا
أن عهده
إن
بالإمامة
عهده بالإمامة والنبوة لا يشمل
لا
الظالمين
لا يشمل الظالمين والعصاة من ذريتك، فإنهم لا يصلحون قدوة. شيخ يوسف، قدوة adverb قدوة الناس as a leaders for people، لأن الإمام لا بد من أن يكون عادلا عاملا بالشرع وإلا كان ظالما. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.